Good day, family. This is Child of Yah, and I'm coming to you because there's a lot of things, a lot of plagues, it seems to be going on in the lands of Shinar, Babylon. A couple of years ago, I brought out the fact that Siam was Cyan, and it was also formerly called Judea, which I found on historical maps. And there's a lot of things going on in Judea these days, and a lot of things going on in Babylon these days. The Most High is making it perfectly clear where these 10 tribes went to, and we're going to look at some of the hurting he's put on these people and their lands. And I feel that we're going to soon find the Euphrates. I did a Tigris River video. Well, there was an upload of the map in my last video, 2020 Vision Babylon. So please find that. Watch that after you view this recording and look at the land of Shinar and Mesopotamia. All right, here we go. So we're going into Ezra 5:8. Now we're viewing Thailand, which is Judea, the ancient lands of Judea. Be it known unto the king that we went into the province of Judea, to the house of the great Elohim, which is builded with great stones. This most certainly looks like it has great stones, and timber is laid in the walls, and this work goeth fast on and prospereth in their hands. So we're going to look to see how the Most High has put a hurting on Judea, as well as the lands of Shinar. I find this so wonderful because for a couple of years now, I've been able to concentrate and speak and communicate my feelings, my thoughts, and my prayers onto my power, which is the Most High Elohim. And I've got to center on those that trouble Israel. I got to center on this ancient past. And I've had to center on and pray against our oppressors and our enemies from our very ancient past. And you got to see what Most High is doing now. And that's important. Our prayers are very important. But you see just what the Most High will do when you pray and you know who you are praying against. So I'm going to start. I've selected this music, y'all. I will also say that some of the clips that I have are like computer generated voices, not of my doing. So it's not an equal balance with the music that I've chosen, but I've chose my music for Israel because, hey, y'all, we've got that voice. All right, so I'm excited. Let's get to it.
Holy moly, Brian. Oh, shit.
Perhaps you've only seen this in Hollywood disaster movies. The gale caused great concern for staff preparing for the Chinese Communist Party, CCP's 100th anniversary celebrations. On June 30, the day before the anniversary, Jinan City in Shandong Province, 400 kilometers south of Beijing, was hit by a rare gale. The day was like the night, with howling wind. Dark clouds quickly filled the sky that was clear moments before. In Jiangqiu, Jinan, the wind force reached 40 meters per second, equivalent to level 13, which set the highest record in local history. At 2 p.m., the local meteorological bureau issued a warning for thunder, lightning, and high wind. Cities around Jinan also experienced strong convective weather. The local high-speed railway took measures to limit speed and has experienced various degrees of delays. According to China's official wind rating, winds up to 12 are considered typhoons. They are usually formed in the northwestern Pacific Ocean and the South China Sea and rarely occur on land. A local cable was brought down by the wind and fell to the ground with sparks spattering dangerously. Almost all of the windows in a building in the local residential area were blown off by the wind, and the siding was also ripped off. A hanging basket operating outside the building was tossed about, but fortunately there was no one on it. A video shows the owner of a temporary night market restaurant outside crying. Almost all of his business equipment was destroyed by the high winds. The whole city was a mess. Days before this, on June 28, a neighboring province of Shandong was also struck by extreme winds and heavy rain. But it seems that the heavens have spared the Communist Party some face. This was Tiananmen Square on July 1. Dark clouds loomed over it, and tiny raindrops fell. But is this what the weather was supposed to be? We will find out more. BBC reporter Tamara Gill wrote, Beijing is one of the most polluted cities in the world, but if ever the dark clouds almost disappear and the sun appears, it means Beijing is going to hold an important political meeting or event of international significance. Lightning and thunder started in the eastern and northern parts of Beijing.
Lightning and thunder started in the eastern and northern parts of Beijing.
Outrage in China after extreme weather conditions killed 21 marathon runners. Citizens are blaming authorities for failing to build a contingency plan. Earthquakes strike 5 Chinese provinces in just 24 hours. One clocked in at a 6.4 on the Richter scale, killing 3 and injuring almost 30 more. China's flood season kicks off earlier than usual this year. The first waves of peak water flow have already arrived in 2 rivers. China's largest river is also filling up, even faster than before. Plans for more nuclear energy projects emerge in China. This time, it's part of a collaboration with Russia, while concerns rise over how Beijing plans to use them. And U.S. health authorities block certain syringes from entering the country. The made-in-China products have reportedly broken off mid-use, leaving needles stuck in patients' arms.
In the history of China, people believed that to have a good morality is the key to maintain a peaceful and prosperous society. It also helps to prevent bad things happen to them. Then why China has countless natural and man-made disasters occurred in recent years. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the natural and man-made disasters that had happened in China nowadays. On May 22nd, the Yellow River Stone Forest Mountain Marathon 100-kilometer cross-country race was held in Baiyin City, Gansu Province, China. 172 people participated in the race and 21 were killed due to extreme weather such as low temperature, hail, and storm. In order to make an image project, the government of Baiyin City, a group of Chinese Communist officials, took advantage of the Yellow River Stone Forest scenic spot to attract investment and promote tourism. However, it ended up being such a flawed marathon race. The race started at 9 a.m. By 1 p.m., the athletes reached the course between 20 kilometers and 30 kilometers. However, in just this 10-kilometer course, they encountered a dramatic change in weather, with gusty winds and heavy rain, followed by a sudden drop in temperature. The athletes started to make rescue calls around 1 p.m., and the first rescue team arrived at 2 p.m. The unusual slow search and rescue work resulted in the freezing to death of 21 people, many of whom were the top athletes of the Chinese marathon. The organizers of such a big event and the government did not have any preventive and rescue measures. No supplies, no cold weather equipment. So think about it, is this a natural disaster or a man-made disaster?
21 people are dead in northwestern China's Gansu province. That's after extreme winter temperatures struck the area during an ultramarathon.
State media Xinhua reported the tragedy on Sunday, immediately sparking public outrage. The 62-mile race kicked off 9 a.m. on Saturday near a site along the Yellow River. Nearly 200 runners took off from the starting line, clad in t-shirts and shorts under cloudy skies. Photographs of the kickoff were posted on social media. The route takes runners through deep canyons and up to elevations of over 3,000 feet. By midday Saturday, a mountainous section of the race was hit by hail, freezing rain, and strong winds. Temperatures there plummeted. Xinhua News Agency reported that over 1,200 rescue workers were dispatched to look for them. Over 170 people took part in the race. By Sunday, 151 had been confirmed safe. State-run media announced that one last missing runner was found dead at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, bringing the death toll to 21. The death sparked outrage on Chinese social media, mainly directed at local officials over their lack of contingency planning. Several official weather reports had predicted strong winds and drops in temperature over the weekend. Insiders say the top candidates in China's ultramarathon circle make up half of the casualties, including the top athlete Liang Jing. Liang's coach later found out that Liang had skinned both of his knees before his death. The coach assumes that's due to tripping and stumbling as the temperature dropped. He explained that even for professionals, if athletes' body temperature drops too quickly and help can't get them in time, they won't be able to hold for more than 10 or 20 minutes. He said, after that, the blood vessels will be frozen and life cannot be sustained. Another candidate who lost his life was Paralympic champion Huang Guangjun. He lost his hearing at a very young age due to an illness. He was only 34 years old. According to Chinese media, Huang's family struggles financially, and he earned his living mainly from participating in various small-scale marathon races. He reportedly participated in the race in hopes of earning a few $100s in prize money.
Earthquake struck 5 provinces in China in less than 24 hours over the weekend. An earthquake measuring 6.4 on the Richter scale struck southwestern China's Yunnan province, killing 3 people and injuring 28. The China Earthquake Network Center says the quake hit at a depth of 5 miles late on Friday, and aftershocks followed. Chinese state-owned media Xinhua News reports that people in all 12 counties and cities of the worst-hit prefecture were able to feel the quake. Authorities in Yunnan say some roads collapsed and there were landslides. The road damages cut some transportation lines, but electricity, telephones, and internet services were still working. Another Chinese state-owned media says authorities have declared an emergency and launched rescue operations in a town about 15 miles from the epicenter. Meanwhile, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck western China's Qinghai province on Saturday. Authorities didn't report any casualties there. An online video shows the ground in Qinghai province shaking, with huge cracks opening up. A major bridge there collapsed into the shape of a staircase. Residents from both epicenters told the Epoch Times that all shops and hotels are closed. They desperately need emergency tents. Many residents have no shelters and have to sleep in the open. 3 other provinces in western China also reported earthquakes around the same time, but didn't report any casualties. A car drove into a crowd of pedestrians in northeastern China's Dalian city on Saturday, killing 5. Chinese state-owned media reported on the incident on Sunday. And just a warning, some viewers may find the following footage disturbing due to its graphic nature. The car drove into people crossing a street and fled the scene. 4 people died at the scene, and another was confirmed dead after being sent to a hospital. 5 other people got injured. The driver fled the scene, but the police caught him after he got into another crash with a truck. Chinese state-owned media reported that the driver was a 32-year-old hairdresser. His investment plans failed, and he wanted to retaliate against society. Authorities were able to determine that he was not driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Chinese media said further investigation is underway.
The Tujiang Bridge in Fenghuang County, Hunan Province was scheduled to be completed and open to traffic by the end of June 2021. On June 13, the bridge suddenly collapsed. At the time of the accident, over 200 workers were working on the bridge removing steel scaffolding. By the evening of June 14, rescuers had saved 86 people, recovered 19 bodies, with 39 still missing. By June 15, searchers and rescuers recovered another 7 bodies at the scene of the accident, which made the death toll 26. Fenghuang County is located in the western part of Hunan Province and is the hometown for renowned writer Shen Kongwen. It is a region inhabited by the Miao ethnic group and also a popular tourist attraction. The Tujiang Bridge that collapsed was a newly constructed 4-arch stone bridge on Fengde Highway. It was 320 meters long and 12 meters wide. According to a report on China.org.cn, the Tujiang Bridge was a key construction project in the Shaanxi Tujia and Miao Autonomous Area of Hunan Province. It was owned by the Fengde Company in the Shaanxi Tujia and Miao Autonomous Area. The contractor was the Provincial Road and Bridge Construction Group Limited Company. The bridge was a model project in the area. Director Lu Zhengli of the International Publicity Office of the Committee of Shaanxi Autonomous Area told a Central News Agency reporter that the completion ceremony for the Tujiang Bridge was originally scheduled for October 1. However, over a month ago, the 3rd arch of the bridge had subsided. It was reinforced before the construction was able to continue. The results of the investigation of the Department of Discipline Inspection and Supervision have yet to determine if it was the cause of negligence. Survived migrant workers accused the construction manager of insisting on completing the work by June 13 regardless of regulation violations. Migrant workers believe that the bridge was a typical jerry-built project. The stones used for building a stone arch bridge are supposed to have a unified specification or style to reduce gaps between stones. But what did they do? They simply exploded the mountain and used the stones from the debris for construction regardless of their size and shape. What was even worse was that they started grouting before cement and sand were properly stirred and mixed. They even used less cement than was required. Places with more sand are bound to leak. Before the collapse, the stone arch bridge had already started to crack. The contractor merely filled the cracks with cement. An officer from the Shaanxi International Publicity Office confirmed that the third arch of the bridge had subsided over a month ago. It was reinforced, and the construction continued. Family members of the victims and survived migrant workers disclosed that the first arch had suddenly sunk over 10 centimeters in May.
A bridge collapsed in China's Hainan province on July 16, right before the completion of its renovation. 2 construction workers were confirmed dead with another 3 injured. 2 townships in Wanning, Hainan province, remain unconnected after roughly a quarter of the Taiyang bridge fell apart. Chinese state media online say that substandard construction could be the cause. 1 worker was found dead in the rubble and the other died while being rushed to the hospital. This project passed inspection and should not have collapsed like that, Mr. Kai, a local resident, told the Epoch Times. The cause of the collapse is nothing but poor construction quality.
It's all the Most High. He's the one knocking down these bridges. Some of these bridges are brand new or nearing being finished.
For so long, concern for society has been overwhelmed by greed, Kai added. Mr. Leon, another resident, said no construction project in China can escape corruption, and jerry-built projects are rampant. We feel that our rights to safety and security are being threatened. We can't help but resign ourselves to fate, Leong said. A number of bridge and building collapses in China have been reported in recent months. On July 4, the Yangqing Evening News reported the partial collapse of a highway ramp in Hefei City, Anhui Province on the previous day, killing 1 and seriously injuring 2. Another example is a report from Quanzhou last month. A bridge in the Wui Mountains of Fujian Province collapsed on June 23 without any warning. A bus traveling on the bridge plunged to the valley floor, killing the driver on the spot. The other 22 passengers on the bus all suffered injuries of various degrees. In the early morning of the next day, June 24, sections of an approach to the Qianjiang Bridge located in Hangzhou City, Zhejiang Province, fell out. A heavy truck carrying steel plates plunged off the side, injuring the truck driver.
Brought to you by Flickr TV. Thanks.
すごいなこりゃこりゃ。おやおやおやおやおや。
川。あとね、だいぶ時間かかるよこれ。
已经到哥尔邦了，建房。
淹没啊！这是一条很宽阔的路，现在车已经把那个轮毂给已经淹没了。现在，
石江来已经到腰了，过腰了。往那边去，外边看到没？外边水更高，太阳外边水更高。
直接水都进来了，千万不能超。
这水道流的，打开门更不行，打开。
打电话给俺311，叫俺311报警。现在已经到哥尔邦那个建房。
外面的水已经到这个位置了。我手机马上就没有电了，我不知道这是不是我最后一条微信。
海滩4人搭口路中间段，海滩4当口路。大家不要说话，就这样。我现在打不了车，我说你现在你能听见我说话，你就给我报警。我现在打不了，你就说5号线。啊！那师傅，这座大水漫过了，就往北游过了。
没事啊，没事啊。
这都这几级了？
我查到发了。
那是这个路人。
啊，那个车。
赶紧记着来了，你看这车。这里是龙飞路隧道，出隧道那个口，里面还有人，有好几个人淹死在里面了。看前面是出口，这里是隧道口。这里是龙飞路隧道，出隧道那个口，里面还有人，有好几个人淹死在里面。前面是出口，这里是隧道口。
那个车，人在车上坐着，看危险不危险？都已经出入2辆车，2辆车。